How you guys doing today? This is going to be a story about why I always say some people that are able to procreate shouldn't procreate. Because, in my personal opinion, I believe being able to procreate and have children is a privilege. Some of the guys who are rejects or whatnot would make good dads, but they'll never be given that opportunity. And this is why I say everybody that have kids shouldn't have them. Here we go. Crazy story. Let's go to Pasadena, Texas. I gotta visit Texas. I know they got some good food down there in H-Town. But this story here is gonna take us to Pasadena. Pasadena dad left infant in dumpster, claimed he no longer wanted to care for her, record state. A Pasadena father abandoned his daughter in a dumpster outside of a restaurant on Monday, court records allege. Um, Afreen Gray went before a judge Tuesday where it was revealed he was allegedly overcome with mental anxiety and no longer could or want to care for the baby. How sad. According to records, Gray said he was going to turn the child into a fire station but didn't do so. Instead, the girl was left outside of a motel pool unattended for 15 minutes. He walked away to a nearby restaurant where he left her in a dumpster for 3 to 4 hours. A newborn baby left in a dumpster for 3 to 4 hours. This is just, this is some cold-hearted stuff right here. The child is expected to survive, but any latest information on her health was not immediately known. On top of a child abandonment charge, Gray also faces assault of a family member and assault on a family member impending breathing counts, according to records. He is expected to appear in court again on Wednesday. Wow, how crazy. And then it goes on to say, this is just one of two troubled incidents. Over the weekend, officers with the Houston Police Department responded to reports of a baby left in a dumpster in southwest Houston. In that case, officers arrived at the scene on Dashwood Drive, heard a baby crying, and found the baby in an apartment complex's dumpster. The child is in good health. Wow. Good thing that the child did survive. That's good to hear that the child did survive. But just a sad situation here. And this is why I say some people that have kids should not be able to have children. I mean, this young man, I know they're going to give him some time for this because this is attempted murder. Putting a child in a dumpster when it's very hot outside like this, I mean, just evil. Just evil. I mean, you know, it's fun getting down, making the kids, but the real test is when you have to raise them and you have to teach them and you have to be there for them. That's the real test. See, anybody can have kids, but it takes a person with some knowledge to raise kids. And I'm talking about more than just biblical knowledge. I'm talking about teaching kids things, preparing them for the world. That's what it's about. Um, this is just a sad case. But this just goes to show you that some of the worst type of men are the men that can procreate because they got the looks. That's why the worst type of guys can procreate. Meanwhile, you got dudes who would actually make good fathers, but they'll never be given the chance to procreate. And I just don't understand how a father could do something like this. I mean, If it's that hard for you to raise the child, if you're not in the financial position to raise the child, ask for some family support. Or better yet, go to the police station and give the baby to the police station. Tell them that, you know, times are hard and you're not in the position to raise a child right now. And those polices, those law enforcement officers will find a destination for that child. Um, but to do something so cold like this because you feel you going through some problems, got anxiety, you don't want to be a father no more. I mean, this type of stuff is just unexcusable. I mean, it's completely unexcusable. I mean, um, you know, I mean, hopefully they do give this dude some time because, really, you know, really, if it's a real strict judge, I mean, because this is attempted murder, putting a child in a dumpster in over, I don't know, I know it gets very hot in Texas in 100 and something degree weather. I mean, that's just cold and evil. You know, people like this, they deserve to do some serious time. Because some judges more than likely would probably give the guy life because I just can't wrap my mind around how you could put an innocent child in a dumpster, a baby in a dumpster is hot like that. I mean, this is why some people shouldn't have kids. You know, like I stated, the real test is when you have to be a parent and you have to raise children and you have to teach them and prepare them for the world. That's the real test. But it's a sad story. A lot of these young fathers, they're not mentally ready to be parents. You got some older men that's not ready to be parents. It just boils down to the mentality of the person. Um, you know, when you become a parent, you got to understand that it's serious business. You got to put your kid before yourself now. You got to put yourself on the back burner to put your child first. You know, um, yeah, you got to be mentally ready to be a parent. But this is a sad case. Just go to show you that a lot of guys that are able to procreate, a lot of these men are not, they're not the best people. But yet they try to shame guys who are not in a position to procreate and tell them that they got to work on themselves. You know, I truly believe that when you have kids, your number one goal should be to put your kid in a position to where they won't have the same challenges that you had. I feel that is the number one goal for a parent when you have kids. The struggles and issues that you had growing up, you don't want to repeat that cycle. That should be the goal when you have kids. Whatever challenges you had, whatever issues you had to deal with growing up, you want to be a better parent than your parents were, so your kids won't have to endure that same trauma. I feel personally that should be the number one goal when you have kids, when you're a parent. Because why have the same vicious cycle repeat itself over and over again? Makes no sense. Why would you want your kids to live worse than you did coming up? You would want your kids to live the same way you did or better than you did. You would think. But that's all I got to say on this story. This is a sad case. Just go to show you how the people that shouldn't procreate are the people who are able to. But you guys have a good day. Talk to you soon.